question becomes, can he take what he did in the Mountain West in high-level college football?
Front in America, Ryan Davis, number 9 there, we feature the other part of that New Mexico triumvirate on offense.
The first run is
far so good on this first drive.
one of the best total offenses in college football.
Cannon, also a tight end.
Motion Parker out the backfield, tight window.
Hit to let him turn up.
First third down of the night. Pump to the right, throw to the left, and Utah converts out to the edge again with their
Snowden. We'll see him as a returner, as a DB, doing it all.
He got 11 on that play, and this is where Dampier is excellent on the run to his right.
Game for this Utah offense.
Utah fans are like, yep,
yes,
yep,
exactly.
Please do that after 4 different starting quarterbacks last year.
Pump and go.
Not there. Dampier to his left, to the end zone. 10-1 in the 100. Big fella's in there on 3rd and short, and Utah.
Got to play assignment football against a guy like Dampier, and space is his friend.
And Nate Johnson in there in motion, and those numbers showed you in starting games fast.
0 blitz.
And out to the edge, it opens up, and a first.
This pressure, you're going to see the edge be set on this right side by Spencer Fano. Defensive coordinator Keiko Malloy, not only athletically, but his leadership style, his leadership skills, and another guy that can see that play action.
Great finds from Olympus for Utah. Walk on. How do they handle the physicality of this big front? It likely sends 2 tackles to the NFL after this year.
Did not cross the neutral zone, so
Dampier crossing him. We've seen him get down right in front of danger. Dampier has him on the edge of the red zone again. Smith-Snowden, 3rd catch already.
Man in space.
Averaging almost 7 yards a rush early in this game. That looked like it was. I missed it. Off the motion, they give it. Snowden active around and prominently featured. Now Dampier taking off. And UCLA rallies to him. 13-yard touchdown run for Utah before missing the extra point on a 75-yard drive first time. Back to the red zone again on a 2nd down. Dampier, nobody home. He's dancing again. He's got space out to the right. Down 3 of 3 first drive. 4 of 4 overall for Utah. It's Snowden out the other way, weaving out of a tackle. He's got the first down.
Front, and you get it when you see these guys in person.
UCLA showed a little edge pressure. Dampier escapes the other way through the content
on 2nd and 2.
Everything has been short yardage on conversion downs for Utah. All day for Dampier. He's pointing. He's got nowhere to go, but out the back door.
Tried to get a couple different tight ends on action. Chisholm was in coverage there on Dallin Bentley. You see him way back there covering the tight. First down.
And back to the ground where Utah has chewed up a bunch of yards already. Already over 100 yards on the night. But the ball comes out. So after all that, it ends up being short yardage again.
They could bring him with him. Watch his cut back vision. Pressing the front side. Sees that green grass.
Utah doing this against a good run defense the last couple of years. Open net. A guy that they think could start for them at defensive end eventually. So a long field for the first. And Nate Johnson, former starting quarterback in there. He's just a decoy, and they flip it out to Rodgers. The girth of those guys up front get them off their own goal line. Dampier taking a shot. Options at play for him. First down on the ground and a first down by penalty on a drive that started at their own 5. Now escaping out the back, and that's another.
This man right here, he squeezes it 5 to block the remaining 5, and I'm just going to outrun that defensive end. Now this is where Utah fans are going, hey, run out of bounds. 39 and still 2 timeouts.
Utah has been literally unstoppable tonight on their 4th drive of the night, looking for another score. And that was UCLA fans are saying slow-mo always makes it look worse. Back to the ground after the 5 after the Smith-Snowden fumble on the kickoff. And a few first downs. We're now in plus territory on 3rd down. Dampier around the edge.
You can see the excitement every time this guy's on the ground. It is a huge victory, seeing his film. These guys, you see the run through.
Monstrous leg. They say that they can try it if they get to the 40. That shrinks this 2-minute situation. Let's do that in preseason. There's a fake pitch out to the edge, and Dampier's got one timeout in their pocket. Utah to the outside. And
that was a great job by him. She got in front of it, protected the lens.
Then took it off up in the ball on a third down. Dampier keeps himself. He's met in the hole, but has a first short. UCLA one stop, by the way. There was one punt from Utah.
That's right.
So 4 of 5. Scoring in the first half. Their first drive of the second half. Run up.
Holding. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Caleb Lomu, the other talented tackle. Uber talented tackle. You see number 1 Wayshawn Parker start and then bounce it outside. He's not.
It's just the second penalty. The first one also came on the opening drive of the first half for Utah. And they keep it on the going over from New Mexico with Devin Dampier, his quarterback. Good start. Pressure backside. Chisholm couldn't get home. He spins out. This is what he does. He demoralizes the pass rush. 8 on third downs. Utah with their first of the second half. Out to Snowden. Race to the sticks. He's out of the tackle. They've lined Snowden up a bunch of different spots tonight. And the starting defensive back has a touchdown, several catches. He's got the ball in his hands again with the line just mauled. Touching it 7 times, too. They've given him the ball half his snaps on offense. A long throw.
A ton of stuff with him. Not typical.
I wonder what Snowden's mileage is tonight. Another one underneath from the turnout for over 750 yards last year at New Mexico. And hooking up twice in a row. Dampier and Davis. We're back to the ground with Rogers.
That he played with and his OC, but probably take a little bit longer to gel.
Patient start of the run for Parker. Powerful finish. Dominated on third down tonight. Another short one. And ahead for Rogers.
Be ready for a play-action home run off this at some point, and they're going to keep pounding it. It's just different. It's different, and again, a healthy quarterback doing these things is the difference.
Well, Snowden got a quick break, and he's moved guys all around tonight. Andrews was just in the backfield. Now he's out at tight end. And a fake to Snowden. Dampier dances and lowers it. 2 years in a row that's been top 10 in the country in stopping the run. They do stop the run on.
Very abnormal 1-yard gain that time for Utah.
Quick set, quick pop. It's caught. Pile. Behind all that poundage, another. Well, Vaughn's in the defense for UCLA. They've been on the field for 15 plays as Rogers ducks ahead. Minutes by the time this ball is snapped. And the run is stopped.
10 minutes, 11 minutes into this drive. You see 6 shed. It's
for 18 plays in a row, Vaughns. Here's the 19th. On the move, Dampier is received. LA defensive coordinator was last year, taking over for Danton Lynch. And they had a good second half defensively, second half of the year defensively.
Adding together, and this is not the O-line to patch things together against.
And all 5 starters back on the offensive line for Utah. Down ahead of them. And with inside 14 minutes to go in the game. And Parker slow played it in that country behind Alabama. And over 200 yards on the ground tonight.
20 team easily, if not closer inside of 15. As you said earlier.
Either run with the ball, caught it, or done both.
A bunch of unbalanced formations, a bunch of shift motions, a bunch of empty.
Back-to-back quick hitters, and their freshman tight NBA level vertical. At 40 inches for Buchanan.
Tight end, essentially right there.
Dampier steps up, eludes, lets it fly. Open man, Merriweather Spencer swings his.
Elite football intelligence, Notre Dame and Cal. Makes sense.
Utah, wide open man.
All-out effort play, a combination action, pressure up front, and Reynolds.
And Utah 8 minutes away from 1-0. They give it to Andrews. They flashed him in the backfield all night. And the tight end showing his skills in the run game.
Realizing, hey man, if I'm going to get any packs or any balls in the future, all these defensive guys, I better show.
Up first and goal. And out to the edge. It definitely played out in real time tonight. On second and goal, it's Rodgers churning his legs. And he